All right, there has been a new event. And I've talked to countless reporters. We've played videos of George Soros openly funded groups, Rockefeller, UN-funded groups, come to the little climate change skeptics meetings that aren't funded by BP and Exxon and Mobil and Dutch Roll Shell and Amoco. And they just take over the events. They take over the microphones. They yell. They scream. They take over the media. The police never stop them. But the UN is just this private criminal holding group. And it just does whatever it wants. And so they have IPCC meetings that are open to the public, open to accredited media. And then if you happen to ask a question they don't like, this has come out literally scores of times in the news in the last week and a half, they just come up and shut your mic off and say you can't ask the question. I mean, why can't you ask about Climategate? Why can't you ask about the emails? But notice the head of the IPCC's climate division says, well, because of the moral standing or the political views of the people that leaked the emails, I'm not going to discuss them. And plus, they're private. No, they were ordered to be released through FOIA requests, which they successfully blocked. These are the intergovernmental and interuniversity emails where they're fixing the numbers, hiding the decline, and involved in persecuting other scientists. But notice this big UN thug, this big ninny. Never seen a UN policemen that, I mean, they're all this ninny type. They're all like demonic Al Gores, man-bear pigs. And they always keep getting emails, what's a man-bear pig? It's a South Park episode where he makes up, been on for 2 years, where Al Gore comes to town to scare everybody to give him money, saying there's a creature that's half man, half bear, and half pig. It's 150%. And it's killing everyone. It's just all made up. The point is global warming is as real as a man-bear pig or blood-drinking toads from Planet Pop-Tart landing and sucking your brains out through a curlicue straw. It isn't real. Okay? Man-bear pig. But you try to confront man-bear pig or any of his minions, this is what happens. This is accredited media at a press conference, up at the microphone. Here it is. And we'll get to the new clip. Here it is.
What do you think of the behaviour of Professor Phil Jones in asking colleagues to delete emails and the destruction of publicly funded data was gathered by public funds?
I don't know what he asked, what he said.
All right, hit pause.
I don't make comments.
Back it up a few seconds. But this woman comes over and starts grabbing at his microphone with this very angry look. Like, give me that. I've been told to shut this down. And then he won't give it to her, so she scurries off and gets the guy with the uniform. Now, if you don't think that woman won't send police to take your second-born child under the carbon credit tax, now being proposed by governments worldwide and by the IPCC and the UN, if you don't think the security guard won't come in your house and take your guns, this is like the Pharaoh, Ramses, demanding all the firstborn children. Every major culture, from the Aztecs to the Egyptians to the Babylonians, would demand that people sacrifice their children. And it was always the lower class. The upper class said, there's too many of these people. Kill them. And it's also an act of submission. Give me your child, yes. And 2,300 years ago, in the time of Plato, they would have wars with each other between the Greek states and write letters to each other about, yes, there's too many of our people and too many of yours. Let's have a war. And then like a chess game, they would sit back and watch the war. Oh, excellent shot. It's all just entertainment. It's all staged. It was staged 2,300 years ago. It's staged now. Just start the clip from the start since I interrupted it. But first the info babe comes over. And then the next guy comes over. Go ahead and roll it.
What do you think of the behaviour of Professor Phil Jones in asking colleagues to delete emails and the destruction of publicly funded data was gathered by public funds?
I don't know what he asked, what he said. I don't make comments on redacted emails presented to me by people whose values
They were not
I don't
redacted,
trust.
liar.
I would have to see the whole thing, so
Liar!
I cannot very well comment. What I can say is that private communications that people have between each other certainly are not public documents.
Oh, it makes me
and
sick.
But the
That woman's
university
got a
has
brain the
confirmed they
size
are
of a
accurate.
walnut. Here, back it up again.
says-
I'm interrupting. Back it up. Just back it up till Walnut Brain comes over. Now, Walnut Brain really believes she's saving the world. And then another Walnut Brain, the male UN police. These are UN police with guns. And Article 29 and 30 of the UN Charter of Declaration of Human Rights says you have no rights. And the UN, everywhere they go, rapes and murders and kills and runs giant child raping rings. I mean, it's mainly a pedophile guild. And I mean, you can't make that up. Everywhere they go, they run around snatching everyone's kids. In fact, I could show you the UN roasting a 5-year-old over a fire after they've been raped. That's in America Destroyed by Design. Shows a little boy all bloody and dead, and the UN smiling with his dead body, or it shows him roasting another little kid to death. Let me tell you, they want to kill you and your family. Where do you think pedophile killers go? They go join the UN. Anyways, we don't know. This guy is just a thug who wants to violate free speech by accredited media. But let's go back to the UN. Here it is.
What I can say is that private communications that people have between each other certainly are not public documents. And
But the university has confirmed they are accurate.
Everybody says privately. Well, now I agree. We'll make it short.
Here we go.
I'm going to ask you to shut that off for a second, please. Can I just see your badge? Yes, sir. Sorry, I have a member of the press. I want to interview Professor Schneider. If you don't shut that off, I'm going to take it away from you. Sorry, sir, we are the press. I don't care. Yes, I asked you to shut it off. If it happens again, take it away from you, you're going out. Is that understood? Thank you very much. This is unbelievable. No, I just want to check your badge.
So they kicked him out and wouldn't let him film. Now, that is a UN goon, obviously from New York, all the way over in another country, in Copenhagen, Denmark, with accredited press at a press conference asking their question at their allotted time. Well, he can't get a question answered there. This fellow's the filmmaker that made Not Evil, Just Wrong, which pure evil and wrong should be the name of the... Al Gore's a eugenicist. But UN goons silence journalist who questions Gore on Climategate. And for TV viewers, for radio listeners, I'm going to play the audio. He's just trying to talk to Al Gore, and the security guards go at the microphone and the camera and rip the cords out. And this has happened to us. Security guards and police are trained, go after the cameras. Hey, their face scanning cameras on us are great. But our cameras on them, that's bad. Because, again, we are their property. They don't want a T-bone steak at the grocery store when they walk in to feed on something, jumping off the shelf and hitting them in the face. You're there to supply them. What is a slave doing with a camera on me? I think so little of you, slave, I'm going to tell you polar bears can't swim and the sun doesn't cause climate change. I'm going to tell you penguins are drowning because you're idiots. Now lay there, steak, and let me cook your butt and eat you. I got men with guns here that say I rule you. You're going to lay down and you're going to take it. You understand that, boy? Land of the coward, home of the slaves. Lay down and take it. I got pot-bellied men with weapons and the force to use them, and a cowardly public ready to be raped. Let's go to Al Gore. Here it is. Again, this is the journalist asking Al Gore some inconvenient questions about Climategate.
You've repeatedly said the oldest Climategate email is 10 years old. It's actually 2 months. Will you correct the record?
Excuse me, we're not doing interviews right now.
Mr. Gore. Mr. Gore, will you correct the record?
We're not doing interviews right now.
Excuse me.
We're not doing interviews right now.
The UN gets the microphone. UN security pulls the cable from his microphone. Mickelier's microphone.
And this is what they did to my microphone. It seems you're not allowed to ask inconvenient questions of Al Gore.
I really should have gone to this. I've got the radio to do. Can you imagine what would happen if we were in the middle of that circus? I mean, it would have been. And those UN guys are all really a piece of work. There's nothing more dangerous than a leftist with a gun, because they're not leftists. These are Nazis posing as liberals. And the sooner you people figure that out, the better off you're going to be.